pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha, sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya, dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam, mama deva deva. O thou art our mother, thou our father, thou art our friend and companion, thou art our knowledge, thou art our wealth, thou art all in all, O Lord of Lords. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So, we are back to our reading of the Narada's Way of Divine Love. Today is the last class. Probably how many number? 63. 63 sessions have been taken to complete this reading, and I am planning to finish it today, all the 63, just to give a synopsis of the entire book. So I should be very unkind to the verses because it's so profound, we need to give more time, but today just making a synopsis, we run over the verses just to give the idea of what the entire book says. It's good to think in that way. So it is the composition by the sage Narada. There is a great sage Narada who was the embodiment of devotion, love for God. He is now believed even now. He is in a subtle body. And he moves from one place to another. Wherever some devotee is there, he goes there and inspires them to love God. And these are the stories when he used to have a one single stringed instrument, and he will always sing the glories of the Lord and inspire people for doing what? Even he inspired to write the book Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, which Vyasa composed. So he is called eternal sage. He was in the time of Vyasa thousands of years ago, but he remains in a subtle body, holy people for the good of the world. Even now he is there. So to the devoted heart, he inspires them to fall in love with God. We fall in love with the world and we cry and weep. So he is showing the path to fall in love, how to fall in love with God. And he inspired, as I said, the Vyasa, who is a profound scholar and philosopher, who composed the entire Brahma Sutras, the aphorisms of Brahma Sutra. Aphorism of Brahman is called Brahma Sutra, who composed Mahabharata. So also who divided what is called Vedas into 4 divisions. Such a talented person. He was really not happy with him. One day he was meditating on the bank of the river Saraswati, on the bank of which the Indian civilization grew. It is no more found, it is dried up. But anyhow, in the early sun is rising up, and his Vyasa was meditating, but he was unhappy. And then Narada picked and ran, appeared before him. Why are you so unhappy? Because you have taught about Vedanta, absolute truth, but you have not taught about the manifestation of that absolute love as an incarnation of God, what you call Krishna. So you try to write that life, and that was his attempt to write this Bhagavata, the history. Anyhow, so this is the great Narada, the sage. His book is very much adored in the world of devotees. And in Indian scriptures, it is referred again and again in many places, the greatness of how to develop love in us. First of all, Narada started saying that Athata Bhakti Vyakhyashyama. He said, these are written in the form of aphorism, many small scriptive words, so that in a small few words you impregnate with tremendous valuable message there. Because previously there is no printing book or there is no computer like that, no? Everything is your brain. So how to memorize the entire book? Now we don't need, because we have printed book. But that time, you have to, that's why it's as short as possible. It will help individual student to remember and then lead their life accordingly. So the first verse says, Narada says, Atha, now, Ataha, thereafter, I will talk about, I will describe, I will relate, I will explain what is called bhakti, devotion. Atha means, this means gives us the, after you, he should be a good student who love God. That quality, Atha means that. Not you just go and state something, oh, love God. They will ridicule at you and they will say, send you to a psychiatric hospital. Loving God? What a nonsense thing. Love all these objects of the world, how fun is going on, how dancing, singing, partying going on. You go to love God. What type of nonsense talk, no? Therefore you should be competent. Atha indicates the competency of the student. Atha means after you have studied some books and you have matured and you have seen that other things are superficial. Love of God is great. That's some concept you have grown. It is all regarding the student. Then he said, having those qualities, now I, the teacher, he is not saying egoless teacher, so he said, I am now trying to explain. What is that bhakti? What is that love, supreme love? It is much different than worldly love. It is satusmin parama prema rupa. That bhakti, that devotion is of the nature of supreme love, supreme attraction, supreme pool. You will feel a pool like that. It is like Ramakrishna gave the example, there's an ocean, and in the ocean the ship was moving, and there was a mountain, magnet mountain, and that magnet mountain, all these nuts and bolts are getting loosened because the magnet is pulling them. So God's pull is tremendous. So that is this verse, that bhakti, sa, is tu, but, asmin, in God, love, how much love? Love of intense love. Intense love, which is attraction, perfect attraction, and total union with God. Love unites, no? So similarly, supreme love unites with God, supreme union. And what happens? It is amrita swarupacha. This love is like nectar. It transforms one personality. Mundane love does not make us perfect, or it is not infinite, no? Today you love, tomorrow you hate. Today's love, tomorrow's hatred, or even love, it is momentary love, this moment love, this time, all. But this supreme love is not like that. It is of the nature of amrita. Once you get, you become a nectar, like you become totally absorbed, never to go away. That love never leaves you. And what happens? Yang labdva, attaining which, puman siddho bhavati, mamrito bhavati, tripto bhavati. They retain, suppose you get a love, this love, it is ecstatic love. It is no comparison of that love with our mundane world. We have any comparison. It is siddho bhavati. You feel that you are totally satisfied. You have reached your goal. Siddha. Siddha means also soft. You become very They dilute it in God. Amrito bhavati. You become like Amrita. Amrita means immortal. Or it is nectar. As if you are full of nectar. And you don't need anything. Attaining that nectar, who wants anything more? And if it is perpetual, and you become tripto bhavati, you become satisfied. You need not have to earthly joy. You get today a good meal, and then tomorrow what will you say? You will again hanker for a good meal. No? But once you get this meal, it goes away. So there is nothing higher than that. Though therefore you'll be perfectly saturated and satisfied. There is nothing parallel in the world to compare with. Where is there any love? Tell me, any love, any attainment which will make you perfectly fulfilled. That's all. I got it. Tipto bhavati. Now, another example. Japrapyo nakinchid vanchati. After attaining which, you do not desire for anything else. Is there any mundane world, in the mundane world, any achievement which you think that I don't need anything more anymore? You become a millionaire. You will be willing to become billionaire. You become billionaire, you will be multi-billionaire. Even then, I will be the greatest in the whole world, richest person in the whole world. That will also not. Money cannot give you here joy. Some void will be there. Some friendship will be lost, someone will die, someone will give up. All these attractive things, all will be given up. So, no, you have the nose, put them, both of you.
Shall I put that?
No, I am saying, there, yeah, so, yeah, good. No, sochati. You don't lose that. Sochati means you don't lament. Oh, my joy is not that much what I had yesterday. No, it is such a degree. It never wanes. It is always in the same degree, and we don't lament. You not this, you don't, what you call, be jealous. Oh, that person has more than me. No. Attaining that love, you will find that there is no comparison. I don't have to. I see it is all saturated in the love. There is nothing other than love in the world. Na ramate, na utsahuti. He does not get attached to anything, and he does not have any excitement for enjoying anything in the world because he has achieved the highest. So that is the Jajgatva, and what happens? One attains 6 months. Jajgatva mattu bhavati, stabdhu bhavati, atmaramo bhavati. It is a love of uncomparable limit, uncomparable expanse, and one becomes what you call intoxicated. People get drunk, no? We said it is intoxicated. But this drinking of the love of God is such, you become so much drunk, the greatest drunkard of the world will say, wow, what is this drunkenness? Ramakrishna was drunk like that. And this Girish Babu, Girish Ghosh, the famous actor, and say, Babu, he used to drink so much, but he was not satisfied. And saw Ramakrishna one day, he is just intoxicated in the drinking. And seeing that, he asked, what brand of wine is this? And what he said, I don't drink ordinary drink. I drink the nectar of my Divine Mother's name. And the name makes me absorbed and intoxicated like this. And that's why mattu bhavati. Sometimes they become stabdha. Bas, stepped into samadhi. Bas, Ramakrishna, going in another moment, in the love of God, it gets so absorbed, bas, fulfilled. Entire expression is like a dead body. It becomes like samadhi, stabdhu bhavati. Atmaramo bhavati. They enjoy the bliss within. within the divine within. Atma, that self, is in my mirror. But do you think what type of bhakti is it? Can be compared with the devotion we have for worldly object? 7th verse. Sana kamaya mana nirodha rupatvat. This love is not kamaya mana. It is not that added with desire. It is desireless desire. What can be? It is a term you use only. It is no desire. It is a desire, but that does not fall with the ordinary category of our desire as we understand. Eta nirodha sanakaman. It is nirodha. It is rather withdrawing from all sense objects and taking all sense objects focused inside and with the eyes open, seeing that divine everywhere. So, na nirodhotta. Nirodhosta, what is nirodha? Nirodha means withdrawing. What is nirodha? From the nirodhastu loko veda vyapara nyasaha. Normally, nirodha is Laukik, the phenomenal, the ephemeral, and Vedic, the Vedic, all the karmas, that giving up, that called nirodha. People give up. It is not giving up. It drops off. You cannot hold them anymore. Ramakrishna was doing Vedic, the ritualistic karma, what is necessary. But the work dropped from him. He cannot do anything. He has no power to do anything. And what is then? Then that nirodha is tasmin ananyata tad virodhi sudashinata. Tasmin ananyata. Mind does not move from anything but that God, loving my beloved Lord. And tad virodhi, anything comes where I don't find God, he will be totally udasin. Udasin means indifferent. It does not matter. When we become indifferent, I don't care for that. So Hanumanji is an example. Rama was his object of love, no? He does not care anything, only Rama, and finish. Anything comes meaningless. And what is tyago? Renunciation you are talking about. Anno asvayanam tyago ananyata. Giving up any other refuge. We take refuge in a big guy, moneyed by a man, or a person of power, political power, material power, gunda, what is called the gang people supporting me. So we become powerful. Or political power, government power. He has no interest in this. He has given all attachment to those things. He takes refuge in God. Tas loke vedesu tad anukula acharanam tad virodhisu udasinata. So lokik, meaning day-to-day activity, and in Vedic karmas, whatever work you do for God. You are cooking for God, you are cleaning for God, you are driving for God, you are doing office for God, you are putting accounts for God, you are doing plucking flowers for God, everything.
You are arguing with people for God.
Huh?
You are arguing with your brothers for God. No?
Arguing, if you can feel that it is God, but if you only only argue and only say that I am arguing for God, that will not do. Of course, when you love God, the argument does not. You don't be interested. You know God is there. If someone says that we have one of our friends, he's still alive. I know that, no? I just talked with him. And someone says something about that. I don't argue. Okay, you believe that? Okay, I know. I know what he is. He is there. So devotee knows God is there. How much argument? He is not interested. That's you will run like that.
So this Ananya Sharana, that one is that Buddha told Ananda that Ananya Sharana
Ananya Sarana বলেছে. So anyhow, so that means you take refuge in yourself. That which does God. Simply here is God, but Buddha's words are not God. But anyhow, the Atman or the self or your own self. And don't give up your karma. Bhavatu nishchaya radha shastra rakshanam. Unless you attain that supreme love, you have to, for giving honor to the scriptures, one should follow the disciplines as mentioned in the scriptures. Otherwise, what happens? Annatha, patitta, shanka. You have generating little love. If you give up all activities according to your own whims, then there is a chance of your fall from your state of love of God, because then you will do for selfish purpose. Now, what are the signs of this? You are a devotee. What is your sign that you are growing in love for God? Tallakshanani vacchante nanamato vedat. There are different opinions, and I am talking about the signs of devotion. If it generates in one, how he will act. See, you have generated love for God. That's why you are here. Why you would be here? Why not so nice? We are talking about God. Why not many people can enjoy that? It needs some good quality. You should love God, then you will be interested. Yeah? If you talk about something mundane topic, people will be running in, there will be rush of people. Huh? Material object of interest, throngs of people will be there. But who will come for thinking about God, meditating on God, living the life for God? So, there. Says, what are the signs? First, Parasarja Pujadishu Anurago. There is one sage who called Parasar, who is the father of Vyasadeva. He said, if you are interested in worshipping, plucking flowers, making sandal paste, offering flower to the Lord, this type of rituals what we do in our temple every day, if you have anuraga, you have much fascination for that. Your heart speaks, oh, I'll have to do puja today, oh, I have done, not done. But your heart will be bending towards performing those service to the Lord. As Vaishnava temple, you go, Hare Krishna temple, they do the service to the deity. We also do the service to the deity, but their major focus is that is a sign of bhakti. Then Kathadisu, Garga, there is another sage whose name is Garga. Garga Rishi said that who is interested in listening to the message of Lord's message, Katha Adisu, then singing, bhajan, talking about God, they find pleasure. One hemp smoker finds joy with seeing another hemp smoker. So one lover of God will be happy to see with another lover of God. So that is the sign that you are growing in love for God. Atmarati abhire avirodheno iti shandilla. There is another says shandilla. He says that your love will be in that subject which is not contradictory to God's association. You will not be disgusted if someone talks about God in any way. In India we go, when these classes happen, 10,000 people sitting together at a big gathering. And what is the definition of Narada? This is the best definition. Narada says, Naradastu tadarpita akhilo acharata tad vishmarane parama vyakulata iti. Two qualities will be tad arpito akhilo acharata. All your day-to-day habits and behaviors and talks and motions and actions will be all offered to the Lord. You work, you offer it to. You take food, I am offering to God in me. No? You are eating food, you think that you are offering to Mother Kali. Ramakrishna, Ramprasad song, that song. Ahar karo, when you eat, mone karo. You think, ahuti dei, you are offering to Mother Sama, Mother Kali. So you are eating, you are not eating, offering to Mother. You are cleaning Mother's house. So, tad arpita akhilo acharata, all your behaviors, very practical. We do work, nothing to do. Bhakta need not have to do anything extra. What they are doing, only thing that I am doing for God, not for my boss, not for my friend, not for this person who is engaging me into work, and not for me, my name, my fame, my power. People will say, good, ha ha ha, I am that. Not for any other, only to him, all acharata. And tat vismarane. And if you forget God for a moment, you will feel restlessness, tremendous restlessness, as if you have not seen him for thousands of years. Is there any example? You are talking like that? Is this type of bhakti available in the world? We don't see such devotion. Where do you find one person is crying and weeping and sobbing for God, and one moment he does not see God, then he'll be crying and weeping? Ramakrishna did that. One moment separation, he was rubbing his face on the sandy bed of the Ganga, crying and weeping, ma, 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 ma. And ordinary people used to think, oh, he's crying for an earthly mother maybe, or he has his colic pain. That's why he's in pain, he's rubbing his face in the sandy bed. No? That's why I used to say, a crazy guy in the name of God. So, parama vyakulata. And says, yes, yes, it is not mere talk. There are examples. Osti evam evam. But where can I find in old history? Jatha Brajagopikanam. Look at the Brajagopis. Now only Krishna's birthday was the other day, yesterday. Yesterday. Jatha Brajagopikanam. As the Brajagopis, the gopis, the girls, cowherd girls, used to love Krishna. They forget the whole world when the call of Krishna comes. No? So that's why they are the greatest example. Their heart, soul, everything is given to God and God alone, Krishna. As say the Mirabai, the lady who was the princess, and she loved Krishna in such a heart. She gave up her kingdom, and she was so much tortured for her love for Krishna. So, but she didn't give up. These are the examples. That Tadvihinam, if it is not that way, then it is a love, it is a immoral love. No, that is not to be considered in spiritual life. If one feels fascinated out of the marriage system, it is a immoral love. No, we are not talking about that. This is the love without God's presence. The devotee will feel that I am gone, I am dead, I have no purpose, is gone. And their love is such, they will only find how the Lord will be pleased, not how I shall be happy. What in our love, what we do? I love sweets. So I know I give Ramakrishna sweets, because afterwards sweet will come to me. Not that I am saying everyone, but I may think this way and I can offer. But no, nasti eva, that is not. Tat sukha sukittam, how he will be happy. What makes him happy? My every doing, every action, every posture, every work, to please him. He does not like. I don't do that. If he does not accept that, I don't like, what will please him, I will do that. I will slave for that. So that will be the devotee's attitude. For God, what will please him is the consideration, not what I please. I like this, you have to eat. No. This is your satisfaction, fulfillment of your. But real love is that what you want, I like that. So this is the general bhakti.
Select a flower for Thakur. So the one I feel like beautiful one, that one I use for arati. Maybe Sri Ramakrishna will not see that one the most beautiful one. Then I do not know whether he will like it or not. But I am just selecting, I like this flower, it will be nice for arati, I just give it.
But you should have to, when you are thinking that, you will have to think, it will please him. This idea should be there. It is a question of idea, not for my choice. Yeah, say everyone does, I like this, that's why I do. Is it not? Everyone, the cooking day of a person, if it is not forced, what I like, I do. Is it not? I like to eat this, I will prepare that. But not.
Or easy for me to
Easy for me to cook. But if you know, no, this is the need of this person, this is the need of this person, as mothers do. That's why mother's love is considered so much. Mother cooks 5 children, Ramakrishna said, 5 types of food mother prepares. This younger son likes this spicy. This middle, his stomach is not good, lights, so some other preparation. So that is called love, because I am doing what he likes or she likes, but not matter what I like. Acha, sadhu, now this bhakti is greater than sadhu karma jnana yoge bhavyodhikatara. It is greater than yoga, samadhi. It is greater than karma, niskama karma. It is greater than jnana, I am Atman, I am Brahman. It is also good. But for a bhakta, this is the greatest. I love God, I am satisfied, I feel His presence, and I do everything for Him, and whole day is centered around Him and Him. Because this, what is the result of this bhakti? Bhakti is its result. Bhakti's result is bhakti. What is the result of devotion? Result of devotion is devotion itself. You are loving God means you are becoming devotional. And people look at you and they will say the expression of the devotion. So devotion leads to devotion. Bhakti rupatvat, phala rupatvat. And some people say bhakti will not come unless you have the knowledge of Vedanta. Tasya jnanamepo sadhanam iti eke. Shankaracharya and others said, you cannot love anyone unless you know he is the greatest. If it is great, if you find one person lovely, another person more lovely, then your love will shift to that. Because your love for loveliness is the point. But if you know this is the highest, there is no one parallel to that, then your love will not shift. Shift his point from one to the other. So that's why jnanam, that's why our philosophy is jnana mishra bhakti. What we in this Vedanta, you love God, but understand God is absolute, Satchidananda, Brahman, Atman. Absolute pure, has taken a form of Ramakrishna, has taken a form of Krishna. That's why I love him. Not Ramakrishna is a lively person, or Krishna is a darling one. Not for that. Not because he looks beautiful, not for that. But I love him. He is the greatest manifestation, highest manifestation of love of Satchidananda. Now, therefore, what is the sadhana? What are the practices of all these things? How shall I practice every day? How shall I practice this bhakti? Says, Tasya sadhanani gayanti acharyaha. The world teachers of spirituality, world teachers of this bhakti school, they teach gayanti, what teaches is what are the sadhana, what are the practices of this bhakti. Tattu 35. Tattu bishaya tyagat sangat tyagatcha. You have to love God means you have to detach from other things. We cannot keep one leg outside the door, steady there, and another leg inside to come before the shrine. I cannot do that. I have to lift my leg from that door outside. Is it not? So that is the point. It is Vishaya Tyaga, which is sensory objects and its attachment. We must have to give up. Because that gives a little drop of joy. And you are trying to have infinite joy, which will be like the nectar, amrita, infinite. So you cannot take both sides. God and mammon cannot go side by side, no, together. That means you are to go to the east, you must have to give up west. Tyaga. You can stand in the west here and say, I am standing here, I like to go to east coast. Okay. I will not move my leg and I will go to the east coast. Impossible. You have to tagger. You have to give up one step. You go one step closer to the East Coast. 2 steps you move. 2 steps you are detaching, renouncing here. That's why 2 steps you are moving. You cannot say both step here and I will reach there. It's just people do that mistake. That means you have to be trained to detach from something, to say, no, I know, I don't care for, I want God. So, tattu vishaya tyagat and sangat tyagat. Sangha means association, attachment. Give up this object and also the attachment to the object. We can give up the object, but cannot give up the attachment. Give up the, okay, doctors are too much complaining, your sugar, okay, I don't eat, okay. But the desire, if I get a chance, and one day it is prasad. Prasad has no calorie. I can bring this argument and eat. So, no, you have to give up the object, as also his attachment is also to be. Attachment is much deeper. No, you can give up the thing for a moment, but attachment giving. So the condition, vishaya tyagat, sangat tyagat. So let us practice every day. That this any object which is momentary and temporary. I don't want, I want God. So you have to give up that. And give up also from mind. People give up outside and relish mentally, thinking 10 times. Yeah? Better you take one Rasagulla, that's good. Keeping the Rasagulla and all the time thinking Rasagulla. But I have given up. I am not eating. I am not eating the delicious meal. But mentally I am eating 20 times.
And not only like giving up in that sense, giving up, but also that pride of detachment also.
That is much finer.
Because one story that Madhavananda Swami went with one devotee's place and he gave up eating sweets. So then when he was offered sweet, he took one, but the brahmachari there, he didn't take. And he was thinking that he says that I don't want sweet, but when he was offered, he took it. So actually then when he came back, he realized that it is not that he wants to have it, but I don't eat it. That kind of...
That's a different height level that I don't have. That's also ego, to show people that I have given up. That is a pride. That's a different thing. But here for us, this is a great training. Sangat tyagat, vishaya tyagat. You have to give up the object of the senses, which makes us forget about God, which takes us to the worldliness. That object should be given up. Don't keep the object nearby. Because when the object is there, I like puffed rice. So whenever puffed rice is in front, I go on eating. Unless better to get away. But detachment, not only I give up, but my mind is still saying, oh good, I'll take it another time. So you are keeping the feeling of eating inside. This is not renunciation. It should be mentally, physically and mentally, both. Abhyabrita bhajanat, how it will come? You repeat the name of God, Abhyabrita, uninterrupted bhajan, practice. You are driving, take the name of the Lord. You are sitting idly, think of God and take His holy name. Bhajana means practice, pray to Him. So the day and night it should be, wherever I am, mind should be engaged in that, Abhyabrita bhajana. And even when in public place and other place, sing together, name of God, chant the name of Lord together. But how it happens? 38, Mukkhatastu Mahatkripoyaivo. This type of devotion does not come unless you have good karma, unless you have the blessings of Mahajana, the spiritual people, Guru, God in different pure people, their grace. Mukkhatastu Mahatkripoyaivo. As also Bhagavat Kripa, God's grace, Guru's grace, holy people's grace. That's why this type of mood can come. We have no power because we have attachments, so many attachments, no? You give up one, then mind goes for another, and then you give up another, it goes for another. It cannot be checked that way, but it can be redirected to God. Everything to God. See beauty, see the beauty of God. See anything you have to eat, okay, eat only what is offered mentally, that it is the Lord's thing I am taking. So ego to be subdued by divine intervention. But this holy company is very difficult to get. Mahat sangastu durlabho. Very rarely you will find holy company, because holy company, they live with God in such a way, and if we come close contact with them, we can see their characteristic influence us. But that receptivity, you should be receptive to do that. Even you can go and live with a holy man, but you cannot get the benefit of it. So Mahat Sangastu Durlabha, that's why not available. Fake people are there who claim, I am a holy man, come to me. Do you know who am I? I am a spiritual person. I have this mark here and I have this hair, matted lock, and I am doing so many days. No. It is Mahat Sangha, that type, but genuine. There may be genuine people there also. But genuine, like Ramakrishna, unassuming. You go, what is the attraction? A naked guy? He has no good dress, he does not know the etiquette, how to go to the people. But it's such attraction. Look at that, the whole world is attracted to him. What he has the beauty, his spiritual beauty. So it is durlabha to get such, and agamma. But if you get it once, your life will be transformed. And it will happen not today. Amogha. It will affect your life after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It will suddenly one day say, oh, I saw that Swami, I saw that holy man, and he told this, and it transforms the life. So holy company is very rare, durlabha, very rare to get. I mean, thousands and thousands of people, where will you find one person who is God intoxicated? No? What a fool. Who will be God intoxicated? There are many things to be intoxicated in their life. Agamma, you cannot penetrate their depth, and amogha, but if you get their blessings, your life is done. It will affect. And this grace is also available by labhate upi tat kripaya ivo. Unless, that's why pray to God, oh Lord, give me a holy company. Bring someone in my life who will transform my life, who will change my life, who will deify my life, who will help me to move in my spiritual journey. Tat kripa. And because this type of bhakta who have attained love for God and Bhagavan, God himself, are not two. Because God is manifesting to the holy people. Therefore, we have to practice that and practice that. This is the positive side. Negative side, 43. Dussanga sarvataiva tajya. Don't go. You are wanting to be a devotee? Be careful. How much you are advanced. Avoid. That is bad association. You know, bad association will color our mind in a negative way. Very simple thing. If you talk about, say, politics, your mind will be always thinking of politics. It is nothing wrong. But for spiritual life, you want to dedicate your mind in God, and if you want to spend that time that way, it is a waste. It is a loss of your time. So dussanga, unholy association, bad association, sarvataiva, all by every means, tajya, throw away. Be merciless. Where there is worldly talk, only it is for whom? Not for everybody, but who want to love God and get saturated in love for God. That type of person will have to take this measure. All this, sarvataiva, in all possible way, renounce, give up that bad association, which takes your mind to downgrade in the worldly sense, worldly objects, worldly association, which takes you Godward, accept that, love that, associate with that, which takes you the downward, avoid that. Clear, as I said, East Coast, West Coast. I want to go, if I am going to go, I have to give up dussanga, bad association. I have to love what is the holy company. And as I said, glory of the holy company we have heard. That's why the dussanga, bad association, is downfall. Kama, what it will, you do go to an unholy association, kama, lust will be infused in you, krodha, anger, moha, attachment, smriti, bad association, bad memories, siti bhrangsha. You will forget that you are a lover of God, you want to get the highest joy in life, you want to be free from all bondage. Those ideas will guard. Buddhi nasa, your buddhi, all your understanding will be lost. And sarva nasa, everything is lost and lost everything. You may think that, no, what is there? I go to a friend and one day I go for a little movie, second day I go for a little dancing club, night club one day. What is that? I go little bit, little drink today, little ganja, little this, I do little. Don't do that. Taranga ita upime. You look at the ocean. When the cool breeze comes in a calm ocean, first you have to see a little ripple, very little ripple. But little ripple becomes the big, huge wave. So don't allow that. Nipped in the buds. At the very beginning, be careful not to encourage that. Kastarati mayam. Who will be able to cause this maya, this spell of maya? How beautiful is the world, how beautiful is the lovely, nice eyes and cheeks and chins and this of the world. All this beauty of the world attracting us. Kastarati mayam. Who can get out of this? This, what you call the delusion. Yo mahanubhavam sivateja sangang stajati. That person who can give up bad association. Sangang stajati. And not only bad association, he cannot keep, your mind cannot be idle. So you engage your mind in good thing for serving the holy people. Mahanubhavam. That's why people come and say, I want to give some service in the center, in the temple. Means what? I'm not doing there, but I'm doing it here. That means I'm loving God. That's a sign of love. Those who mahanubhavam, also, it is not physical service also. Mahanubhav means great ideals. You dwell your mind, keep your mind in the lofty thought. I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am the infinite. Everything is changing, everything is momentary. This is to be rejected. That Atman is the only reality. Just in analysis, in your emotions, direct your attention that way. And nirmamo, become me and mine. Don't think anytime, I. In our, when we talk anything, in one sentence I may have used I. I say this, I do this, I went there, I could, I. Spiritual people, their I, they cannot find I. They will say, hey, when they talk in a language, their ego does not get manifested much, because ego is not here. But we have our ego. So let that ego be surrendered to God. That should be the idea. And who can attend this? Yo vivikta sthanam sebate. Who occasionally comes to in a silent place, retreat. Vivikta, that place where there is no much disturbance. It is 47 verse. Yo loko bandham munmulayati. Who can detach, get in isolated. That's why people come to the temple, detaching from home. When we are here, you don't think of the home. What is going on there, at that point, so you are detached. As a result, this time, you are thinking of God in a different atmosphere. So, loka bandha munmale, nishtraya gunno bhavati. Go beyond the three gunas and gives up everything, surrenders to God. Yoga kshemang tajati. He does not make an effort to truly intoxicated devotee, does not ask for what I will eat, where shall I sleep, all this. But they will give it to God. God will take care for them. Yah karma phalam tajati, one who can do every action and give its result to the Lord. Karmani sangnasati, and even the karma drops away, thinking of God. Tato nirdando bhavati, and thereby becomes beyond all duality. Anirvachaniyo prema sarupam, that bhakti is anirvachaniyo. If you have that bhakti, you cannot speak out. What is that love? Ha, 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 ha. Huh? You cannot, if those who have realized that joy, this is indescribable, unspeakable, it cannot be expressed to the language. So that is, it is like what you know? It is like muko aswadanavat, a dumb and deaf person. Huh? You feed him some nice sweets, honey, and tell, hey, how is this? What will say? Wow, wow. You can see through his expression, it is good. But can he express how good is that? That is the point. It is like that ananda will be one, though experience, they cannot express it. Ramakrishna, going to Samadhi, see the face. It's full of bliss, as if radiant with joy. Huh? But when he cannot say how joyful is that, before that he goes to Samadhi. That's the point. But it can be manifested in some good devotee's life, but they cannot actually express it. It is guna-rahitam, it is all the, you cannot say it is sattiko, rajasiko, tamasa guna. It is kamana-rahitam, that means in that love there is no desire for any worldly things. Pratikshana vardhamanam, and that love grows. In the material world, love, today you love, tomorrow it will not grow, it will lessen. You would like ice cream every day, take every day, 365 days. And every day more, 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoop, 5 scoop, 10 scoop, 20 scoop. See how you like it. You will not like. After 5 scoop, no, you like it, take it more. And give another 10 scoop. Oh my God, I will give up. Huh? So in this world, that does not grow. But in spiritual joy, more and more and more, endless, infinite. Suksmataram. Suksmataram anubhavuru. It is suksma, very fine. And it only can be experienced in the heart. And pratikshana vardhamana. In every moment, that joy increases in dimension and depth. That's why every pore of the body, the joy bursts out. That is the joy of God's joy. Tat prapyo, suppose a sage or saint attains to that, tadevo avalokati, he looks. When he experiences God here, what happens? He sees devil in the world? No. One tat prapyo, when one attains that vision of God or experience of God, tadevo avalokayati, he looks everywhere. He sees his Krishna is everywhere. His Rama Krishna is everywhere. It is Christ is everywhere. Whatever way he is meditating and praying. Tad eva means only that. Not that it is encased in this human body. No, it is Krishna only. It is Rama only. It is Rama Krishna only. Tadeva avalokati, tadeva srinoti. Every sound resounds in his ear. Om, Om, God's name. The cows are making the noise, and the Sattakama is listening Vedantic experiences. So he listens to that, he hears that, he sees that, he experiences that. Tadeva bhasayati, tadeva chintayati. He speaks like that and he thinks like that. That means there is nothing but God in him. And Bhakti is of the nature of Santi Rupatvat Parama Ananda Rupat. Bhakti is of the nature of Shanti. If you attain Bhakti devotion, you will be full of peace. Shanti Rupa. If someone says, I am doing spiritual practice and I love God and I am becoming restless for not having God, that's a restlessness. But not in the other sense. We become restless for not having the thing, material thing we ask for. But here it will bring Shanti and it will bring Paramananda, supreme Ananda, supreme joy, uncomparable joy. Because of that, the bhakti is such. And tadarpito akhilo acharata acharassan. So a devotee, what he will do? Tat arpito, offering everything to Tat means God. Akhilo achara, all his activities, all his eating, sleeping, walking, talking, doing work, all this achara will offer everything. Oh Lord, I offer it to you. This is my offering. Everything, connect, every time, everything doing, connecting with God and offering. Kama krodha vimanadikam tasmin neva karayaniyam. He does not go and complain, hey, this man is doing heartful, and go, hey, why are you behaving with me? No. Someone will misbehave with him, he will go to God. He says, oh Lord, this is happening. Why it is happening, I do not know. You please do something. Huh? Any solution, he goes to God. He does not go to fight with the person or argue with the person. Because devotee's attitude, actually God is the doer. So that, tasmin tadarpita akhila acharata, tasmin neva karaniyam. What? Kama, krodho, abhimana. You have to do anything, your anger, frustration, anything comes, any emotion comes, you tasmin neva karaniyam. You have to connect or offer it to him. So, therefore, prema. And when prema is to be practiced, and when it happens, this devotion, again talking about kantha avarodha, when they talk about God, their voice gets choked. Romancha, the whole body, horripilation in the name of God. Ramakrishna said, when you chant the name of God and your hair stands erect, you know that God vision is very close. So, romancha, astrabhi, when they are talking about God, their tears roll down their eyes. Parasparang lapamana. Then when they talk and see each other, two bhaktas like that, they embrace each other. And these people, pavayanti kulani, they purify their own family, lineage, father, grandfather, his father, 7 generations up, 7 generations down. They all get liberated by the purity of this bhakta, devotee, who has realized God in this way. And they also purify the whole world. The world gets really renewed in spirituality. The whole world gets the benefit. Saint of any country, any place. And they purify the world. So, because in their life there's nothing but God. And they stay in a place, that place is called the holy place of pilgrimage. They do any action, that is called, we have to follow that action, because by that action he reached God. And he reads certain books. We are interested what Ramakrishna used to read. So, in his room there was books about Bhaktamala and other books, and some Vedanta books also. So, what he prefers, that becomes a textbook for us. Interest. So, Tanmaya, and then they get absorbed in that. And in their absorption, Modante Pitara, the forefathers, they dance in joy, seeing such a boy or girl born in their family who is intoxicated in God. And Nityanti Devataha, the gods, angels, they dance in joy. Such a devotion, when a devotee attains that type of state, and this earth also feels that it is fulfilled. Therefore, nastiteshu, in this regard, there is no division between any caste, any country, the level of education, their family heritage, beauty, nothing, or activity level. Whether you are a PhD or you are a school student, or you have not gone anywhere to any school, it does not matter little. When you get into that bhakti, devotion, they are all classed by themselves. All the saints of the world purify the world. So, therefore, Bhakti Shastrani, one will have to practice Bhakti Shastra, and Sukho Dukkho, happiness comes, misery comes, love, gain or loss comes, they will not spend a moment in other thought but thinking about God. And they will maintain the non-injury value of non-injury, truthfulness, purity, and all the good qualities in his life. And therefore, day and night in all possible ways, we are to meditate on God, love God, and get steeped into God consciousness. And if one can do that, Shakirtamana, if one can dedicate the life and sing the glories of God day and night, God also, Shigrameva Avir Bhavati, God appears in their life quickly. So these are the attainment of the sages. This is the process to go holy company, avoiding unholy company. Then God will appear by His own grace. And that says, 81 verse says, it is true. It is true. Trishattasya bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti is the highest. Bhakti is the highest. Bhakti is the highest. And this bhakti can be channelized in 11 possible ways that we discussed last 2-3 days. One, you may be attracted to his unusual beauty, God's beauty, Krishna's beauty, Rama's beauty, baby Christ's beauty, beauty of Ramakrishna. One may be attached to the beauty only. Some may be utilized into his qualities, extraordinary peace, purity, pure character. Some may be attracted to the attachment to the puja, worship. Some may be attracted to remember God all the time. Remember God. Some may be attracted to God by following the idea of I am His servant, God is my boss. Someone may think a relationship, I am attached to God, He is my friend for all time in my distress and my suffering. Someone think that He is my partner, husband, I am the wife, so my love, eternal love. God is my child, Vatsalya. Someone will think, I offer everything to God, that type of attachment. Some think that I am attached to getting absorbed, meditative, more of meditative nature. And some may be paramo viraha, extreme pangs of separation, feeling I have not seen him yet physically. Days are unbearable. The pain is unbearable. So these, though 11 ways, but it is bhakti is only one, can be channelized in this way according to individual soul. Here ends the chapter, Narada Praktang Shiva Anushashanam. Here is the 84 verses. I just ran over. And so attain to this goal of life is the bhakti. Bhakti is the greatest, bhakti is the highest. Bhakti can be attained in this life. Attaining bhakti, you purify yourself, you purify your family. People say, what is this? Not looking after your parents, not doing your duties. You are becoming a monk. Or you are becoming a lover of God. You don't look after the duties of your life. But you know, if you really perfect yourself this way, your whole family will be blessed forever. They will be liberated from bondage and ignorance. And the world will get a person, who will be an adorable person, who will purify the environment. Mind of the people will be transformed into a divine mind, a good mind, from the evil thought to the noble thought. So all the sufferings of life will be gone if one becomes a true bhakta, as described by Narada. So thank you all for listening so many days on the Narada Bhakti Sutra. And we'll now next week, when it's not next week, but when I next one, my next class, we'll start a new book which is called Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a tremendous task to touch that book. But I don't niskama karma. I will try to read as much as we can, and where it ends. If this small book of how many verses? 80? 84. Verses have taken how many weeks? 63 weeks for 83 verses. And now 18,000 verses. When it will be ending? My lifetime it will be that before.
You're going to read the whole thing, or you're going to select the section?
We will see as we go on. Mostly where we will be more interested, we'll go through them. If not, I'd like to read at least, so that you also know what is Bhagavat. That story is there, huh? Full of stories and philosophies. And is considered one of the greatest book, Purana, Bhagavat Purana. Of the 18 Puranas, this is one of the great Purana. Na? Okay, thank you all. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So good, today no question, nobody is there. No question. Good, that means no question today.